soccer, at getting forward, at joining in. And so where I've talked about the magic three for the Revolution with Heel, Gustavo Bo and Vrioni, if he can really find form, the number 9. You have to put into that conversation Baye and Jones on either side to supply and give width. There's some players that when the back of their hair is up, they go missing, and then there's other players like Carlos Heel who finds another level, and that type of player, when they get aggravated, when there's a chip on the shoulder, they can only get to that extra couple of levels when they're angry. Something comes out of them. We saw it with Messi. Now, Messi can go to whatever level he likes, but last night it was a fascinating watch because Messi, he had the bit between his teeth, and Heel has that similar intensity tonight of the no call. Yes, it's a smile, but there's gravel in his gut right now.
And of course the goal by Gustavo Bo ending the long run of Atlas, both in this competition and indeed going back into Liga MX play where they hadn't conceded. Vargas beaten for the first time in this competition. New England back in the game very much with 9 minutes to half-time in front of their home fans. And here is the effort from the free kick, trying to catch Vargas slightly. Wide it goes for the goal kick.
Well, his approach seemed as though it would be a cross coming in. He's tried just to be a little cheeky there.
We have a proud home record to defend the New England Revolution, even though technically in the context of the competition they're not the home team tonight, but they're playing in front of their home fans, of course, in their home stadium. Pittsburgh beat them in the US Open Cup here on May the 9th, but you have to go back to September 17th last year when Montreal won here in Major League Soccer play. Very, very good on their home field. Now this is Aguirre working hard on that far side for an angle. Garcia there to support him. Fine goal he scored earlier.
It's good defending from the Revolution, especially Jones. You get tight, you don't let Aguirre turn, you don't foul, force them to turn out. Then he's supported by his midfield players to put pressure on.
It's got knockout soccer edge to it, a cup tie feeling. Win or go home, your competition's over.
Vrioni's just asking Bo to gamble a little bit. The striker is going to go and challenge. He needs runners coming off him.
It's Romney just managing to judge the bounce. It's Romney now against Caicedo. And it's out for a corner on the far side of the field. And Dave Romney with something to say after that as well.
Romney's been really good since coming across from Nashville. A great partnership with Walker Zimmerman at Nashville. Part of one of the best defenses for a couple of years. He slotted in nicely here, especially without Henry Kessler. He's been out injured.
Here comes the corner. That is Romney with the header away. Just a reliable performer, Dave Romney. He will just be there week in, week out, season after season. The man from Irvine, California. His former Irvine striker teammate, Bobby Wood, another one of those not involved tonight, the New England Revolution. He's got a slight knock, so not available from the bench. A striker who's had a very good season, first year with the Revs. an Atlas throw on the far side. One of the great things about this competition as well, Ross, is diving into the long histories of some of these Liga MX teams. And Atlas formed over a century ago, a group of people who got together, sat down, and they shared experiences of studies in Yorkshire in England and soccer culture, and then came back to Guadalajara. They helped form a club that, of course, has such a rich history in a big soccer city. I was only talking to a Chivas Guadalajara fan in a taxi the other day in Denver, who was not too amused that his team was out and that Atlas were through. Great rivalry. Final 5 minutes of this very entertaining first half. And this, of course, New England Revolution's 1,000th game.
If you look at the stories as we've been dipping in a lot to the history, is the 2 World Cups in Mexico as well, and the stadiums that were used for the World Cup, and for Atlas and their stadium, Pele graced the soccer pitch there.
The ball over the top from Carlos Gil. We're only trying to get on the end of it and keep it in, but that's going to skip over the byline and behind for a goal kick. Yeah, Atlas over in the west of Mexico, of course, but together with Chivas in Guadalajara, the second biggest center after Mexico City itself. Don't forget, catch up on all the night's action. Leagues Cup wrap-up is live immediately after tonight's matches, right here on MLS Season Pass from Apple TV. And if you don't catch it live, it's on demand, of course, all the time on the app. Quick free kick. Jones has Kay making a run into that left channel. It's played back for Polster. Here's Farrell. And by Bo's in the middle with Brioni. Nolbuck. Carlos Gil again. Here's Jones. 3 players in the box. Gil arriving as well. Polster.
Jones doesn't need to turn that 1v1 down against Abaya. Abaya would be fearing that pace of Jones to go at him. So as soon as Jones turns out and plays it back inside the pitch, Abaya be wiping his forehead, thinking, thank goodness for that. Here's a worry though. Caicedo has just gone to the ground.
He has gone down, but while that happens, Buck is going towards the box. This is going to come to Bo, trying to get the ball under his feet. And it'll be cleared for the moment, but Caicedo stays down. And the referee stops play and brings the athletic trainers led by Marcos Gonzalez of Atlas onto the field. And a concerning moment for the man who scored Atlas's second goal and his head coach, Benjamin Mora.
He was rubbing the side of his head. Caicedo. By that shot that we just saw of him there, for Atlas supporters, indicate he would be okay.
So a momentary stoppage while the 25-year-old Ecuadorian international is just checked on. Let's have a look at what happened here.
As he's going in with Romney. It's a good leap from the pair. Romney wins it. So after the fact, you can see Caicedo with his right hand to his head. He felt it.
Ashwin Babu is the new medical director. So with a head injury, Caicedo can be assessed before he re-enters the field. This will add a little bit of time to the end of this first half. We're hearing 3 minutes at the moment. 3 goals so far. Caicedo wants to get back out there. Atlas playing on with 10 men just for now. By down the right, numbers in the middle, decent cross, all the way in again. And almost like New England's goal, fell to Bow at the back.
They need to keep this going with the fullbacks for the Revolution. For Atlas, fullbacks, they need support.
Jones, great run, keeper's come for it, and he's done really well, Vargas.
So good, Vargas, coming off his line. Decisive with his decision, he's quick at getting out. As soon as that ball's played, this nice little through ball into Jones, who sees the space. But Vargas, he reads it so well, he's alert, and he's on it.
Romney sending that back where it came from, and just for a moment, Reyes had to be careful. And Caicedo is now back with us.
Here he goes again, deal with that. Welcome back on the pitch.
Foul, forward. Santa Maria blocking, and then in goes Kay, and the referee gives a foul.
It's a tough one from Kay because he wants to put a challenge in. He's won the ball. It's with the sole of his boot. He's trying to control it, Kay. It's a tough one because he's gotten all ball, and it's at a height that he's not putting his foot up so high.
There's another flag here on the far side, so it's going to be a free kick for the New England Revolution. We talked about their home form. They've won their last 6 here in all competitions. That includes the game against Atletico San Luis in Leagues Cup last week. Rioni, this man, got a hat-trick, a 60-minute hat-trick that night. Final minute of the first half. And this tie very, very open. Mark Anthony Kay for Callas heel, his influence being felt, and a free kick awarded for the little drag from Caicedo.
Caicedo just reaches around, just throws him off. Purposely trying to stall play. Close to a booking. I mean, it was only one thought in Caicedo's mind, was to disrupt the play, disrupt this man.
Here he goes, and he feeds Jones, numbers in the middle, all the way through. Oh, and by off the bar, Romney heads it back, cleared away. Inches away from an equaliser in stoppage time at the end of the first half.
Fullback to fullback. Jones is just tearing it up down that left wing. And Bai coming in off the crossbar. Vrioni has let it go. And hear the boos. Carlos Healy's trying to encourage the fans to put their voice into this match. Good ball in, it's a let by Polster, and Bai just steps onto it outside the foot, just rips it against the bar. Vrioni lets it go as well. It doesn't miss by much. Vargas, he's only helped out because of his crossbar.
Well, the two teams leave the field by going their separate ways, literally. And at one stage it looked like this tie was going very much the way of Atlas, but Gustavo Bou halving the deficit after the Liga Ameki's side had taken a 2-goal lead here at Gillette Stadium. It's all set up for a mouth-watering second half in Leagues Cup. We'll have the half-time show next. Back, half-time at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Atlas of Liga MX 2, New England Revolution of Major League Soccer 1. It's the round of 32 in this Leagues Cup competition, and this the highlights of the opening 45.
It was on fire from the start, as Atlas getting on the front foot, keeping the ball alive, and Caicedo, who had a big part to play in this first half, gets a final header to it, but Earl Edwards, he does well just to scramble across, get a strong right hand up against it. And Atlas, they just kept coming in the opening exchanges, just working the ball well. And this, a lovely, lovely left foot curler from Garcia. As Revolution unable to clear it. Polster, he has a bite at it, doesn't win it, and Garcia, he punishes him. Left foot curler right to the side corner. Farrell, mistake from him. It's Caicedo, it's a decent first touch, shrugs off Marc-Anthony Kaye, and then he goes for a run. And as he gets himself into good area, it's a good save initially, but then support is needed as Kaye, he goes back to the line, but he's unable to do anything about the header from Caicedo. As a striker on loan from Tigres, he punishes the Revolution for the mistake. But they found a way back. Carlos Gil, he was all over this game, a bit between his teeth. He was intense at purpose, and this play is wonderful. A little mazy in between Atlas players as it finds its way to Bo. Decides to take a touch as the angle wasn't in his favor. As soon as he makes his touch, look how quickly he gets it onto his right foot. Touch and bang into the net. It's actually a touch with the outside of his right foot, and he releases it right into the top bin. And then the Revolution from there, they just kept going. Last strike of the match by gets onto it while outside the right foot, but he's denied by the crossbar from Vargas. What a great first half.
Those are the highlights. These are the stats after that first half. You saw New England really crank up the chances as they got towards the interval after Gustavo Bo's goal. The XG tipped in the weight of the team from Liga MX at the moment. And just the one caution so far, that for Carlos Gil of the New England Revolution, after he felt he could have had a penalty in that first half. But the New England Revolution, after being stung by the 2 goals, back in the game through this effort from Gustavo Bo.
It was just wonderful where Carlos Gil, he starts to play around the halfway line, and how he just dribbles, he dips, he doodles all his way to the end line, and then just fizzes it right across goal. Wonderful play, but for Bo to get a touch and quickly release outside the foot for the touch to prepare, and then a strike of confidence to the top bin.
Have a look at the attack zones, and we know how strong the fullbacks are, the width that New England have, and it's really shown there, Ross.
It's shown there. Baez had a good first half. Jones has had a terrific first half. He's got him on toast. Atlas down in the defensive fullback area. He needs to keep going, though. His starting position is good. He's leaving space behind to run into. It's been very good from Jones on the left wing.
The Revolution trying to claw their way back into this Leagues Cup tie. They trail by 2-1 at the half. Welcome back to Leagues Cup action from Foxborough and Gillette Stadium. Atlas leading the New England Revolution 2-1. We're in the last 32 of this competition, but the group stage was electric.
Today is the day, the beginning of a new era of soccer. Here we go, the Inter Miami debut of the greatest of all time, Lionel Messi. The moment is here. Joseph Martinez into Messi, immediately closed down, free kick given. Here we go. Here it is. Messi! Could it have been any other way? Magnificent!
Match day 2 of Leagues Cup on the continental stage.
Aquí está Barreiro, balón para el...
Messi with Kazan off his line. Messi off the post, puts the follow in. Of course he did.
Fuera del área, le pega, golazo! The winner advances to the round of 32. The loser exits the tournament.
Aldrete, Joe Adrian, manda, e tira, gol, Pumas!
Delivered to Derek Tommy, it falls for Russell!
Le queda el rebote, le queda el gol, gol! Monera still going, Cucho, it'll go! Absolutely clinical from Cucho Hernandez.
Llegando Brian García en contra de Guzmán, sacó centro. ¡Ah, ¡qué gol!
Here's an opportunity for the next side in the penalty area, and just like that, Atlas FC through to the knockout round.
The Leagues Cup kicks on Apple TV.
Some great action from the group stages. We're now into the last 32, and these are the latest scores around the country tonight. 2-1 here, of course. The New York Red Bulls leading the Hudson River Derby 1-0 at halftime against New York City FC. Pumas and Querétaro are the two teams contesting for a place to play the winners of the game we're watching between Atlas and New England Revolution. 0-0 there and 0-0 in the other games as well so far. Leagues Cup is united against hunger, helping to reduce food insecurity by donating more than 2 million meals across the communities of all 47 participating Liga MX and MLS clubs in Mexico, Canada and the US. For every Leagues Cup match ticket sold, 2 meals will be donated in partnership with Bancos de Alimentos de Mexico, Feeding America and Second Harvest. So 1.4 million plus meals so far have been donated. Fans can now enjoy a new weekly podcast, Offside with Taylor Twellman, hosted by the MLS Season Pass lead analyst, welcoming athletes, coaches and executives from global professional soccer, as well as high-profile guests from the entertainment sphere. Offside will cover soccer in America, topics ranging from Messi's arrival to US national teams to Americans playing in top divisions around the world. Listen and follow on Apple Podcasts. Well, at Gillette Stadium, we're all geared up for the second half. A big 45 in store between Atlas and New England next. Welcome back, Leeds Cup 2023, as we take a look at Boston Harbour. An hour's drive north of where we are in Foxborough. And Gillette Stadium, home of the New England Revolution and the New England Patriots as well, who are training outside today ahead of their new NFL season. As for the supporter cam, great to see such a big contingent of fans wearing the Atlas colours here tonight. Los Zorros. And lots for them to enjoy, particularly early in the game, as their side leapt out into a 2-goal lead. The supporter cam there showing the fans in fine voice. It's New England who are back out on the field at the moment, and they're waiting for their opposition, who are still in the locker room. No sign at all yet of Atlas. So Ross, we have a moment before the second half gets underway. I'm going to make you Richie Williams for a moment. You've just had to do the team talk. Of course, we know the circumstances that Bruce Arena is not here over the allegations he made insensitive and inappropriate remarks, so he's on administrative leave. So Richie Williams has done the halftime talk. What's he done?
I think he said to the players that opening exchanges, first 15, 20 minutes, they weren't good enough. And that's what's interesting as well, because you say, well, not much has changed, would have changed in this short turnaround between it being Bruce Arena's voice to Richie Williams. That would be the first time I think the players would have felt the difference is when it's not good enough. Well, what does Richie Williams, what does his voice sound like? Now, I'm not privy to know whether he's used to doing a halftime talk. Sometimes managers let their assistant managers do it. But this would be a big moment for Richie Williams to stand in there and perhaps say it wasn't good enough, but you turn things around, but you need to put the second half of the first half performance, you need to start that way, and you need to get at this Atlas team.
Well, Atlas, as we can see, still in the tunnel. It's easy to get lost in these huge venues, particularly when both teams are coming out from different ends of the field. But anytime you're ready, fellas, we're happy to get on with it.
It's easy to wind up as well. And I tell you, when the team's already set out, you're ready to go, and you look up the tunnel and you see that they're still not out. They're having a conversation now. Sometimes that could be a wind-up.
Well, it gives us the chance to look back at the story of the game, and well, it was a wonderful start. Garcia scored the opener.
He just stepped onto it so well. As Polster comes out, he doesn't win the tackle. He should be going through it, and Garcia steps onto it. It's a lovely curler right into the far corner, and Edwards has no chance. Farrell, a mistake here. Doesn't really head it anywhere. Puts it right into the path of Caicedo, who still has a bit to do. Pushes it and goes. Edwards comes out, and he makes a great save, but he needs help. Caicedo, he follows it up. Mark Anthony Kay. Initially, he thought he did the right thing to get back, but he's not urgent enough getting back to the line, getting his body and his feet there, and Caicedo tucks it home. But the Revolution had a response, and in big part from their captain, Carlos Gil. Bit between his teeth. This goal is lovely from him, where he starts at the halfway line, opens up, is always going to strike it, takes it to the end line, fizzes it across, and Bo does the rest. Look how quick this touch is from Bo. Outside with his right foot to settle, to give himself a better angle, and then he roofs it into the net. It's commanding, and from there, the Revolution, they started to kick on a bit more. But Atlas, they saw them out.
And Atlas are back out, and we are underway for the second half. Pumas or Querétaro waiting in the round of 16. Atlas leading 2-1 going into the second half of this one. And immediately, the Revolution trying to get themselves on the front foot at the start of this second period. They have an early throw-in. And remember, they are defending an impressive recent run at home. 6 straight victories in all competitions in this stadium. A comfortable early moment, though, for Brandon Bye. No changes from either coach at half-time. Richie Williams, still officially the assistant coach of New England Revolution, and Ben Mora. There is Richie, and he's got the likes of Showery Joseph, Dave Vandenberg, Kevin Hitchcock, vastly experienced group alongside him, who I'm sure will have been a big help these last few days. Ben Mora, the 44-year-old, fascinating character, says he's got a lot of dreams. I've got a lot of objectives. but the most important thing is to do a good job tomorrow. I'm step by step, and I want to be the best coach in Mexico ever. That's my goal. Let's take a look at the injury that's causing the concern here for Bai.
As Martinez, he's on the ball, and Bai, he steps in. It's a foul from him. He's reaching. His grimace indicates it's a painful one. He's just trying to pinch it. It comes in behind, and that's a worry. It's always a worry when a player goes down, immediately clutching his knee. He doesn't roll around. The player just wants to lay still.
And Ryan Spalding is one of the players being readied.
It's the right knee being assessed by Bai. You just have a good shot going through in. Like you never want to speculate, of course, anything or what the possible injury could be. Just feeling along the lower part of the leg. You always worry in those situations, ligament damage when a player holds their knee right away. That's not a good sign, being helped off.
Well,
the look on his face too, Tony. That's worrying.
Yeah, it's concerning. They have these two flying Michigan fullbacks in Jones on one side and Bai on the other. And
just look at his face. He knows
something's
something's
a knowing look, isn't it?
Oh, it's a tough one. It's really tough. It's just awkward as he sticks that right leg in.
So he does go for Ryan Spalding, Richie Williams. So he comes onto the field at left back, and Jones will whip across to play at right back. Spalding, who actually was recalled from a loan spell at the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the USL, and seen some game time since coming back, the man from Cary, North Carolina. But it's a blow, Ross, without a doubt, isn't it?
Well, one of the strongest parts to the Revolution's game in the first half was the fullbacks getting on between Jones and Bai. I said it in the first half. Two of the best attacking fullbacks on their day in this, say in this league. We're in Leagues Cup, but in Major League Soccer.
Well, Edwards Jr., a reminder, he gets the start tonight amid the transfer speculation around George Petrovic. Now this ball could break for Heel, touches it for Vrioni.
It's good from Heel, just cleaning up the seconds, joining in.
Jones now is on the right-hand side, and this is Noel Buck in front of him. And Buck cutting inside, looking for an angle, and the keeper didn't look all that comfortable, Vargas, with that effort, and it goes behind for a corner.
Caught him by surprise. As Buck, he just unleashes this on his left foot. It's a good run, joining in. Jones just takes that space away from Atlas so that Buck can drive into, and he just catches everything as he drifts inside to his favorite left peg.
New England's second corner of the game. It's a really high ball into the box from Carlos Heel, and this time it's more comfortable for Vargas.
2v2.
He goes early. That's Farrell's head, and chasing it is Aguirre, and Edwards, with the aid of a high bounce on the surface, they're able to make a comfortable catch.
Picking up pace and start the second half. That would favor Revolution, because when Atlas are able to get themselves set up and get their lines, their distances between the back line, midfield, and their striker, when they can get in that block, makes it very difficult to break down.
Romney goes direct. Vrioni on the chase. Oh, and that's a little nervy. Santa Maria has just headed it straight behind for a corner.
I thought in the first half there were times where Vrioni and Santa Maria were 1v1. Thought, give your striker a chance, get the ball in there, and force Santa Maria to have a defensive play. They need more of that.
Heel's got away. He's clipped this in beautifully, and there's a header that's actually hits a defender, and then the ricochet takes it in the hands of the keeper. It was Buck who got that first head to it. Cleared away quickly for Aguirre at the other end. Spalding through the back.
It was a standing jump by Buck as the ball was clipped up, but needed a player coming onto it.
The referee was pointing the other way for a second, unless he was pointing for a handball. Yeah, he actually is pointing for a handball on Aguirre.
Aguirre is just sore holding his knee. Same part of the pitch as Bai went down, and this from here just lovely, hangs it up. You can see that Buck, he's almost arrived to the space too early, that he doesn't have the momentum to generate any real power.
Oh, this is like
yeah,
deja vu almost, isn't it? Same area of the field
on the pitch,
same area of the leg being held by Eduardo Aguirre. Scored in match day 1 in Liga MX against Cruz Azul. That was the lone victory of the 3 games of the season so far. He's on loan from Santos Laguna, who actually share the ownership with Atlas. And he linked up only recently. Let's have a look at what happens as he goes to ground.
Doesn't look a whole lot in it, does he? And goes to get up. Watch his right leg. Doesn't look a lot in it. Spalding, he comes across and he catches the knee a little bit.
So you second delay here.
Yeah, for the sake of Aguirre, you would hope it's just a surface sort of pain, but that's not a good sign. Stretcher's coming out. They were assessing the right knee. My goodness.
Aguirre departs on that stretcher. Both sides are going to be, it seems, forced into changes early in this second half. Brian Lozano will come on, and well, that is a blow for them to lose Aguirre. It's been part of that front 3. So we're back underway with a change for each side, and the New England Revolution with their number 10, as we've just seen a number 10 come on for Atlas. And another corner one on that far side of the field.
With Lozano coming on, it's like for like, taking up the same position. No shuffling of the pack from Mora, the manager.
Another New England corner, and headed away by Caicedo. And then cleared up the line for Guzman de Chase. And all the way back it goes to Earl Edwards. Coming up on 10 minutes played then in the second half. Atlas leading the New England Revolution 2-1. Tumultuous week, of course, for the Revs. The players coming in earlier in the week, at the weekend, to find out that their head coach, Bruce Arena, has been put on administrative leave. Richie Williams placed in charge of team affairs. He's involved tonight for this, the 1000th game in New England Revolution history. Now it's opening up a little bit as well from this break, and Hill has just ghosted straight past his man. He's got Bo outside. He was caught afterwards, though, and there's going to be a yellow card. Well, Santa Maria clearly decided Hill must not pass.
It's so good from Hill. Just look at the pace, the directness to which he goes. Santa Maria steps out to go and win it. And when Hill pushes it by, touches it, Santa Maria, is that enough? He sticks out the right leg. It's definitely a booking. So good tonight, Hill.
Now, Hill
and that's a worry.
Also in some pain.
Just holding his, looked to be his left leg. He was going full tilt, Carlos Gil.
Well, there's a group of coaches anxiously looking on the far side, watching after this.
Look, he goes by Guzman with ease. Just breezes by him, and look at that right leg go out. It's purposeful. It's nasty from Santa Maria. Because Carlos Gil, he's going full momentum. Full pelt, and Santa Maria, it's dirty. For me, it doesn't rise to the level of a red card. Wouldn't put it in the category of violent conduct. It is with a touch of nastiness from the centre back. That's a worry for his brother putting on the kit, as well as Ian Harkes. It's not a good sign for Carlos Gil.
And of course, if they lose Carlos Gil here, that is a significant blow. He has been masterful as ever. But good to see him back on his feet, and good to see that he looks set to continue. And from the restart, the Revs will have a free kick. And they might hold off on, well, at least one of those substitutions they were talking about at the other end.
I mean, pick your poison right now. Carlos Gil on the ball, you got a left foot curler. Got the ability to absolutely thump the ball with Gustavo Bo.
It's Gil, and it's a good save by Vargas. Just had to stand tall and parry it away.
Yeah, but look at Carlos Gil as he ran over to the ball. He's limping.
Well, he's told the athletic trainers he's going to try and give it a little bit more, but how much more?
That's a good hit. Vargas, he reads it well. As that ball is going, he's limping, struggling. Look at him.
It's hard to see how Carlos Gil's going to be able to stay in this game too much longer. Richie Williams making his way down the touchline. You can see on the right of the picture there, and the New England Revolution skipper.
We're just hoping for Carlos Gil that it's more of a surface blow. He's rubbing it. Looks a little swollen rather than anything internal. So sometimes with those, if it's more muscle, you can just run it off. It might take a few minutes. Your adrenaline's pumping, can get you through. It's probably what Gil is assessing right now. Is this something real serious, or is it something, as you can just see him doing quick little steps, is it something I can run off? I will say there's a big difference between playing injured and playing hurt.
Abaya contributes to a very stop-start opening to this second period, with the Taiso finely balanced as well. And that's another free kick.
They're just getting stuck in as well. Revolution. Buck just sending a little message. For Atlas just to be able to get on the front foot. They've been defending for the best part of this second half. Caicedo's barely had a touch. I thought in the first half they did well locating him, playing into the front man. They've gone away from it.
That's Lozano not happy with that challenge. Mark Anthony Kay came in with it. Lozano now down, writhing on the field in pain.
The temperature's been heated with this second half. Is this a little eye for an eye for Mark Anthony Kay? Lozano just coming on it, and Kay, how much has he caught him? Look at Kay as he steps in.
Steps in and stays in, I think, doesn't he?
Watch this. How high is his foot when he comes in? He does follow through. He does catch him. It's with the side of the foot. So he won the ball, and it's a little follow through.
Kay has been booked.
Yeah, I don't think it raises to the level of a red card. It's not the bottom of the boot. It's the side. There's a bit of the ball. Just slight little follow through. If that follow through is a little bit more, you're starting to have a conversation of what color card. I think a booking, a yellow card's fair enough.
Well, stoppages, a little bit of chippiness, goals. It's all there, and it's all the ingredients of knockout soccer in this Leagues Cup 2023. And now Edwards forced into the save, and that was Lozano, the man who was down, prostrate on the field just a few moments ago. He's back on his feet to draw a stinging shot, and a good save from Earl Edwards.
He recovers from the challenge, all right. As he steps onto this, he catches all of it, Lozano. As Romney heads it in, Lozano, good first touch, prepares it. He catches all of it. I would say it's at a good height for Edwards Jr., who's made some good saves tonight, Tony. He's made every save that so manager Richie Williams would hope that he would make.
Caicedo, no flag, but he's run it out of play. I think the flag might have gone up anyway after the events, but for a moment he'd opened the revs up at the back. It's back in play quickly, and then Jones is caught on the far side. We've got two players down now, and out comes the book again, and it's going to be another caution. This time, Martinez looks like he's going to go into the book of Fernando Guerrero.
We haven't had a run of play longer than 20-30 seconds without the whistle being blown.
So, another booking. Rafael Martinez joining the list. It's growing now. I bet this game is, as things stand, going to go well beyond 90 minutes. Polster, oh, he's got beautifully away from his man. Jones pounding down the right-hand side. Buck wants it in the middle. The cross of Van Bo, great tackle. Super interception. Abaya with a really key tackle to deny Bo.
Abaya, he does so well here. As Jones, look at that pace as he goes beyond the back line. And he gets it across. He does everything right into Bo. Who Bo's similar. Just needs the contact, but Abaya, strong challenge from the right back.
That was Garcia who Polster managed to turn beautifully. Now it's with Caicedo. Probably want him in the centre, really. Abaya. Garcia once more. Atlas have proved expert at seeing games out, about maintaining a very solid structure, repelling attacks. The Revolution have breached them once tonight, trying to claw back a 2-goal deficit. But here come Atlas with the Olays.
For Atlas, we haven't seen enough of that from Guzman driving into the edge of the area and Reyes overlapping. The youngster Guzman, he shows a lot of promise, a lovely left foot. I haven't seen enough of it tonight.
Don't forget, you can see New England Revolution back in action August 20th against Nashville SC, 8:30 Eastern. Watch this and every match right here on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. Well, it's been feisty in this second half, and cast your mind back to almost 15 years ago to the day, 2008 Superliga. As Romney gets this back to Edwards. And in that competition, which was a Liga MX and MLS competition at the time, the Revolution played Atlante, and the game ended with 6 red cards. It got that feisty. A 1-0 Revs win as well. Saori Joseph, who's on the bench tonight, watching as one of the coaches, played in that game. Heel. Outside of the boot, finds Jones. 4 white-shirted Revolution players in the middle if they can find the ball. It's Buck to cross it in. Kay was in there. This will fall to Bo. Back onto his right, but showed too much of it. And now Atlas can bring this one away. And it's Lozano, the substitute, who picks up possession and switches play. It's Caicedo. Oh, Farrell hesitated. Caicedo has an opening. And there's an important touch in from Buck.
It's good support from Buck into Farrell, just to Caicedo when he drifts in for Buck to get that vital touch.
There's Lozano again pulling the trigger from distance and straight at Earl Edwards, the 31-year-old from San Diego. He's seen action this year in the first team, started for New England against Orlando in a 3-1 victory in Major League Soccer play. And the Revolution having a very good year, second in the Eastern Conference. And this one's broken for Caicedo. And it's Lozano who's made the run. Spalding is not going to get back. It's Lozano, and it's off Romney, and behind for a corner to Atlas, who are just showing some threat on the counter-attack.
Little instruction from Romney into Spalding about when they release and get out wide. But it's good recovery from Romney. Look how he closes the space, and he meets Lozano at the edge. So he cuts down that angle. He forces Lozano to take it on himself rather than being able to pick up his head, cut inside. It's good defensive work from Romney.
Final quarter of the game. There's plenty of stoppage time to be taken, I'm sure. Lifted deep, and a brave and good strong header in from Farrell. Sends it out on the far side of the field. And at that point, we're going to see more changes. The far side, fourth official indicating. Looks like a couple of changes going to be made. Christopher Trejo is going to come on. And in fact, 2 more changes for the Revolution as well. Ian Harks now, and Emma Boateng set to come on. Kay coming off, Buck has come off. Kay comes off. So Boateng, who's been quite a contributor this season to the Revolution, and Harks, who's really starred since arriving from Dundee United, they're on. And we'll confirm the 2 changes made on that far side of the field as well by Atlas, who win another corner. They have brought Trejo on. Guzman came out. And Zapata came in. Martinez going off. Corner, near post. Made it away. Only as far as Garcia has hit one good one already tonight. It'll be delivered again from the far side. The head's queuing up for it as well for Atlas. And they'll have the throw. 3 changes made so far by Benjamin Mora, and Richie Williams has brought 4 new faces into the fray.
We'll see what it does, whether there's a shift in tactics. There's been a shift in rhythm as well with the pause. How quick can the substitutes get up to speed?
And just to be crossed to the far side where it's volleyed and straight off Dewan Jones. Better spell for the team who are, for the benefit of the competition, the home team tonight. Seen Lozano impressed since he's come on as a substitute as well, and his cross is headed away by Romney. Zapata, the recently arrived substitute, gets a touch on it. Trejo has come out to this right-hand side. Here he is now, up against another substitute in Boateng. And Boateng wins it, didn't initially know. Atlas, who jumped out into a 2-goal lead and looked really good for it, causing the Revolution all sorts of problems, and Farrell's done even more problems. They could be through. Oh, it's a great save by Edwards, but a big chance missed, you feel, by Garcia.
It's a poor strike from Garcia. And it's poor play from Farrell, who's had a couple of shockers tonight. Settles the ball, takes too long to decide what to do, and Garcia, he's down his throat. Edwards, it's a save he should be making.
Lozano, and straight at Edwards with another shot, and Atlas have just turned things up a notch now.
What an opportunity that was for Atlas. And a worry this is, just seen Heel, and he's taken off the captain's armband. He's never recovered from that challenge from Santa Maria.
Well, they only have one more change up their sleeve.
It's difficult, because Richie Williams has just made those subs. And you have to imagine thinking that Carlos Heel was okay. Would he have done things differently?
Revolution do have Tommy McNamara back on the bench tonight after a long spell out with injury. He hasn't appeared this season.
It must be a bit of a surprise to Richie Williams.
Well, because they didn't have a substitute waiting either. So they're going to have to quickly pivot, and looks like, yeah, Renix is being readied.
Just at the front of your screen is Carlos Heel, his brother, Nacho Heel. Comes into play.
Yeah, Nacho Heel is being brought on. So Renix as well is getting his shirt on the far side, but Nacho replaces Carles. Nacho himself made his first appearance of the season in the 5-1 victory here last week against Atletico San Luis. Man who's got plenty of experience playing in Spain, of course. The Heel brothers from Valencia. So losing such a key figure, how will that affect Richie Williams' side as Jones goes bounding down the right? And this is nice from Duan Jones, and the cross is cleared away as Nacho Heel was one of the players arriving.
We couldn't find that final moment.
Referee's playing advantage because Atlas are moving forward again. And Santa Maria has made a run upfield as Garcia feeds it out to the left. Lozano with the cross in, and Spalding was just there to do enough to put off Caicedo.
Just gets a vital touch, Spalding. With Carlos Heel out of the match, he was the connector for this New England Revolution team, so it's about, well, who do you get on the ball to transition to build through the middle? That's good for me and Arcs here. Good running.
Parks driving forward. That's Romney with a touch.
But it's a team that you can pick your head up and find Heel. Be able to say, well, there you go. Give the ball to Heel and get others involved. What player for the Revolution is going to do that now?
Well, another stoppage, and this time it's Mateo Garcia who's down for Elemi Mora's side. Richie Williams barking a new set of instructions to an ever-changing personnel out there on the field. Dave Romney coming across for a word.
This from Garcia, I think, goes back to his challenge with Noel Buck. Did put in a challenge with Buck, but this is the more recent one, so whether it just carried on from that initial challenge or whether that one, as he swipes through the ball.
Well, a comfortable moment for Garcia, but he seems to be okay. Spalding. Boateng. And Vrioni's gone down. Referee points to the spot. The New England Revolution have got a penalty kick and a chance to level the tie.
There's a little conversation between Vrioni and Bo about who takes the penalty. But it's good early ball from Boateng. And just look at the movement from Vrioni. Santa Maria's all over the place. He doesn't get to a spot early enough, and Vrioni makes him pay. He gets position, feels the contact, and the referee's in a good position. It's the right decision from Vrioni, who's barely had a touch in this second half. But he shows his influence.
A shake of the head from Anderson Santa Maria, who incidentally has already been booked in this game.
He's just so slow to react, Santa Maria. Vrioni got ahead of him, and Santa Maria was scrambling from there. Then after the fact, there was a conversation, Vrioni turning to Gustavo Bo right away, saying, "Give me the ball. I'm the one who drew the penalty." Looks to be as though it'll be Bo looking for a second. Remember, Santa Maria is on a booking.
Yeah. The referee clearing out the numbers from around the penalty spot. Will have been checked by our VAR tonight. Diego Robles. Now, Camilo Vargas is a bit of a penalty expert. He's saved 10 penalties since arriving in Liga MX in 2019. He saved 2 in their famous Liga MX title win in a penalty shootout in 2021 against Leon. His penalty-saving acumen is now to be put to the test by Gustavo Bo. The Williams side have clawed their way back from 2-1 down. They've lost Carlos Gil to injury on the night and Brandon Bai. And now, without their talisman on the field, they all watch on. Bated breath at Gillette Stadium. It's Gustavo Bo against Camilo Vargas. It's to level the scores in this round of 32 clash. It's Bo. It's saved. The follow-up is in. Yet another save from Vargas from a spot kick, but it went straight back to Bo. It's his brace, and we're all level.
Well, Gillette Stadium held their breath for a moment as Gustavo Bo steps up, and Vargas, he guesses the right way. Not a great penalty. Vargas has a track record of making great penalty saves. He does it again. But it just so happens it steps right into the path of Bo. Comes on to it. It's an easy finish. Just needs to go for the other corner. Bo has been big in Leagues Cup. And he has a big moment there. 2 goals on the night.
From 2 goals down, the Revolution have tied it up in this, their 1,000th competitive game in a turbulent week for everyone at Gillette Stadium. And their Leagues Cup campaign very much alive. We go into the final 10 minutes plus stoppage time, and there will be plenty of that. And of course, we will have a penalty shootout should the scores be level at full time.
We'd have to say for the Revolution, they don't want to take it to penalty kicks. They've already lost out once in Leagues Cup to New York Red Bulls, but they're at home, the crowd are up for it, they're behind them. They've got plenty of time to go and get the winner.
Another change is going to be made in the meantime. Manotas is going to come on and Garcia is going to come out. Manotas, a player known to viewers of Major League Soccer down the years. Had a very successful year in Houston a couple of years back, scored 19 goals for them, eventually left the Dynamo. He's been bothered by an injury of late, so you might have thought of him as a more straightforward starting option for Atlas, considering they lost the likes of Quiñones and Furch. But he's on the field now.
He's a positive substitute for Mora. Manotas, his ability to come on, he's direct. Gets on the ball, looks to go straight towards goal.
You just wonder if this is more of a kind of 4-4-2 now from Benjamin Mora, with the two strike men, Caicedo and Manotas, on the field.
Well, he is an out-and-out striker, Manotas. How does he combine with Caicedo? How does that partnership look?
Brioni against Santa Maria, who is walking the tightrope now.
Well, the Revolution, they haven't looked for Brioni enough in this second half. There was one initial ball at the start of the second half where they just put it into space. And Santa Maria, he looked uncomfortable, and the Revolution, they've gone away from it. Especially with Santa Maria on a booking. Why not just put the ball into an area and see what Brioni will come up with?
Spalding. Boateng outside him. This is Polster, a big presence back in the team tonight and showing it. It's Ian Harkes for Spalding again. The Revolution trying to pick their pass, pick their moment, potentially pick their way into a 3-2 lead late in the game. They trailed 2-0, remember. Abea downfield, Romney with the interception. Falls to Zapata, spreads it left. Numbers coming forward again. Reyes in support up there, Zapata the substitute. Caicedo and Manotas floating around in central areas.
Going the other way, Tony, I don't know why Caicedo hasn't gone and put himself up against Farrell. When Atlas are looking to build out. Santa Maria's had a rough night tonight. Andrew Farrell's had a rough night tonight. So for Caicedo, just go place yourself on the right side at centre-back and get your teammates to pump the ball into you. Don't know why you go away from 1v1 battles.
24 goals in the last 8 games the Reds have scored in this building. Is there one more for them tonight, or are Atlas, with the newfound attacking threat of Manotas, going to pose a big threat in these final minutes? Or are we going to a penalty shootout in this round of 32 game? The winners, remember, will play Pumas or Querétaro. Foul, the long ball forward. Santa Maria contesting.
Great touch from Nacho Hill.
Reminiscent of his brother for a moment there, and this is Spalding driving forward. Boateng outside him, plenty of white shirts to aim for. He's hung this one up very high, but it goes behind for the goal kick.
It's a letdown from Boateng. He put in such a good ball for the penalty with that lovely left foot of his, but there he catches it all wrong. Gets underneath it, puts it well wide.
5 minutes to play at Gillette Stadium in this round of 32 clash. Atlas 2, New England Revolution 2. We go to penalties if the score stays the same at 90 minutes. Querétaro leading their tie against Pumas by 1-0. Atlas Querétaro is quite a clash in Liga MX in recent times. Or will it be New England, and still time for Pumas to come back in that game? This will be a free kick, though, for the team from Guadalajara.
It's fascinating how fierce the competition has been, but it's going to continue to escalate. Especially the first round of the knockout rounds, round of 32. There's another level to how intense things are.
Reyes with the free kick, and then the heads go up and then volleyed wide of the target as it dropped to Trejo.
Rocha, he's one of the smallest men on the pitch, but he jumped really well, and Spalding, he had to be alert. He jumped for it, contested it, and it didn't allow Rocha, who feels as though he was impeded. There was contact in the air. The referee didn't see it that way.
Benjamin Mora has been positive with his changes. When you think of the attacking instincts, Trejo, naturally a forward player, Manotes onto the field. We've seen Brian Lozano not afraid to shoot from distance. A bow brace has got New England back. It's Spalding. Boateng. Space for Polster, but he had the stretch, and Caicedo tracking back has picked it up for Atlas. Lozano's making a run inside it. And a little touch takes it forward, and they will get the shot, and now hit the post. Zapata turns away in anguish. Ball still in play. Spalding competing down this near touchline. And behind he goes for a goal kick as Trejo tried to get it to the line.
Well, that ball was whistling from Zapata as he steps onto it. Takes a little touch to prepare, and that had eyes going to the far corner. Edwards had no chance. That all started a poor giveaway from Boateng. 2 in a row now has been slack from him. As the ball went to the other side, Caicedo just showing his ability to use his strength, his hold-up play, and allowed Zapata to get up the pitch and hit that belter.
Oh, Zapata, more of a defensive-minded player by his CV, but my goodness, he hit that well, and he was inches away from reclaiming the lead for Atlas. 90 seconds of regulation time, plus the stoppages to follow in this Leagues Cup round of 32 clash, all level between Atlas and the New England Revolution. That's an easy giveaway and be picked up by Jones.
Poor giveaway from Rocha. Great challenge from Zapata, though.
Great challenge, and he's got it back, Zapata, and he's got Manotas, and he's also got Caicedo, and he's got Jones tracking back to rob him of the ball for a moment, then a player down off the ball, and then Lozano carries on. The referee stops play and gives a free kick to the New England Revolution.
And Trejo has hit Jones after the fact. So eventful, his second half, this entire match. As Jones steps in, and watch Jones after with Trejo, he just bodies him up right in front of the referee.
Boateng, good cross, keep it away, Bow! Over! What a chance in the final minute of regulation time.
Agonizing for the Revolution supporters. A good ball from Boateng, and it falls to Bowes, just trying to settle it. He lifts it up, but he's trying to settle it under the crossbar. Doesn't have much time as the ball is bouncing up. He needs to release this strike, and painfully for him, it goes above the net.
We go into 7 minutes of stoppage time. 7 minutes or it's penalties to decide who goes through between Atlas and the New England Revolution at Gillette Stadium. Thrilling night. Just for all his experience, Vargas on just 1 or 2 occasions, I mean, he's made a good penalty save on the night and some others, but 1 or 2 occasions opted just to flap a little bit at the ball. The Midnight Riders in good voice tonight. Oh, that's nice. Nacho Heel. Boateng. Heel keeps going. He's caught off the ball. Play continues, and now the header just wide from Brioni. Heel still complaining to the referee about what happened off the ball. It's a goal kick.
And it should be a booking on Rocha. The ball goes out wide. He just takes Heel down to ground, but Boateng, another decent ball For Veroni, you'd want it a little bit further ahead for him to be able to run onto. Instead, he has to reach back a little bit on his run. Can't generate enough power.
Querétaro have won against Pumas, so they are waiting for the winners of this game. A game that may go to penalty kicks as things stand. 2-2, but you can see on the clock there, plenty of time still to play. And this is Manotas.
Both teams are going for it.
Well, the group stages of this competition served up some thrilling games, but you get into the knockouts and it's all on the line. And here's the ball into the box, and that's Spalding getting in front of his man to head it away. Trejo was the player lurking in the box. Abea's throw for Manotas, back to the former Houston Dynamo man. Nice turn against Polster. Oh, and he's nutmegged him. It's Manotas all the way into the 6-yard area, and Edwards in the end has managed to grab it away from the feet of both Caicedo and indeed his own defender, Andrew Farrell.
He's had a good night, Edwards. He's been solid, he's been clean, and on the initial strike or cross from Manotas, great bit of skill. Intends to cross it. On the side turn, goes past Polster. And Edwards, he gets an initial touch and then gobbles it up.
Great pace to the game, even though we are now in the 93rd minute. Beautiful evening, I should mention. It's cool temperatures in the northeast. The heat wave has really cleared in these parts of the world. Perfect evening. The high throw, Farrell with the header away, and the 1000th game for the Revolution. The record appearance maker making his mark there. Boateng away, Brioni. Oh, Santa Maria.
You feel his nerves almost at times.
You do.
He dealt with it.
Abea. Forward he goes for Lozano. Lozano now off and running, and he's got support on the far side from Reyes. Here come Atlas again. Crossing again, Farrell away again. Polster picks it up. Room now for Harks. Here come the Revolution. End-to-end stuff now at the end of the game. 3.5 minutes of stoppage time to play at Gillette Stadium.
These are the moments where you really miss Carlos Gil in transition, his ability to pick up the ball and drive with pace. And he brings confidence to players around. Revolution getting on the ball there, picking up their head. There wasn't that type of player looking to get forward as quick as possible.
The spectre of penalty kicks is now lurking, and almost you can see it a bit out there. There's a tendency now from some players, you just don't want to make a mistake. But they're still having a go, and it's Jones down the right. He's got two to hit in the middle, and Brioni's got this. Can he set up Nacho Heel? Bow at the back post, did that strike an arm on the way through? The referee's actually given a handball, but he's given it the other way. Atlas free kick. Very clear signal. Oh, Richie Williams thrust in charge, and his side trying to force a winner.
Comes off the arm of Vrioni. As he pulled himself out wide to get on the ball, the cross from Jones, and then he's stuck in a difficult area. As Heel, he just puts the ball right into his arm.
Couple of minutes left. Romney with the header away. Heel going up for that one. Boateng in as well. There was a high boot, was there? No fouls with the referee. This is Spalding.
Doesn't Roger? He just throws himself at everything, doesn't he?
Romney's high ball. That's a very firm header away from Nervo.
He's diminutive but desperate to win everything. There he is again. Up against Heel.
90 seconds left of the stoppage time at the end of this game. Round of 32. There must be a winner. Heel. Oh, he's pulled back. Well, he's not. Referee says, play on. Zapata thought he caught Heel there. Spalding. It's very ragged now. It could go either way.
Middle of your screen, he's continuing to have a word with the referee. It looked as though he was clipped.
Final 60 seconds. Bo, whose brace has pulled New England level.
Bo is shouting at Spalding to get up the pitch. The left back for Revolution. They need to get the ball forward if they're going to have the hope of one more chance before the referee's whistle.
Chance? Yeah, will there be that chance, or will it come at the other end of the field? Lozano all the way back to his goalkeeper, and time is ticking away. We go into the final 30 seconds of stoppage time. Penalties on the way on Apple TV. Unless something very, very dramatic happens here. Santa Maria feeds it down that left line. Zapata, he's already hit the post, and he tries to get the shot in, but there's tracking back and a breakaway, and the game will end with Romney coming forward for Boateng. It's 5-on-3. Here come the Revolution. Boateng, he's got a man outside him wide. They'll need a good cross. They don't get it from Hawks. And with that, you feel we will be headed to a penalty shootout. And there's been a yellow card in the meantime as well for Santa Maria, which means it's a second yellow. He's off. And Atlas are going to finish the game with 10 men for whatever seconds we have left.
It's obviously something that Santa Maria said to the referee, which brought on that second booking, but what a chance for a Revolution, and spoiled. They had the numbers in transition, crowd on their feet, and Boateng, he just put Ian Harkes far too wide. Too much on his preparation pass, and Harkes, he doesn't make up for it. Sends it right into the crowd. Hugely disappointing.
Santa Maria is taking an eternity to get off the field, and this may not do Atlas any good. They won't want to play a lot of time with 10 men. I mean, they've only got barely seconds left. But the longer he takes, the more risk from an Atlas perspective. The referee might tack on a few seconds.
As that ball goes away, just number 5, Santa Maria, as he turns to the referee, charges towards him.
Well, the referees in this tournament have been very, very hot on dissent.
Dissent and the body language as he makes an initial burst towards him. It's silly, you're carrying a booking. He's had a tough night.
So Atlas to conclude the game with 10 men. The question is there actually any more time to be played? Well, there isn't, so it didn't cost them in that regard. And the game finishes 2 apiece. We go to penalty kicks for a place in the last 16. Well, what a game.
The blood is boiling on both sides. Ben-Ami Moore, the manager for Atlas, wanted a quick word with the referee.
And another red card has been issued.
And I think it's Tamura, for what he said, turned around and walked away. They'll have to keep walking into the locker room if it was indeed a red card towards him.
Well, history is repeating itself here. I mentioned earlier, 15 years ago, a Super Liga game in this very stadium ended with a melee at the final whistle, and ultimately there were 6 red cards issued. Well, we've had 2 in the last couple of minutes. Mora now is dismissed. Clearly again, something he said to the referee. And Fernando Guerrero is not standing for any of it. And Mora's night is done. He now gets an escort off the field. He'll have to watch the penalties on MLS Season Pass in the dressing room.
Turn the volume up.
Well, what drama to end the proceedings. And by the way, it is far from over. But as we go to the penalties, let's have a look at the highlights of this one. 4 goals, 2 red cards, and a brace as well. Second half, Ross, the Revs chasing the game and getting back in it.
Certainly did, and a big reason because of this man here, Carlos Seal. He was fantastic while on the pitch. And this, the first goal for Revolution. He gets on it, he gets to the end line, and he squares it across goal. Desperate for somebody to get on the end to it. And Bowie shifts it, gives himself an angle, and blasts it into the top pin. And then Boateng coming on the pitch, puts in a lovely ball for Vrioni. Penalty decision, and Bo steps up and gets 2 bites. Vargas, a good initial save just to keep it out, but he puts it right into the path of Bo. And this from Zapata as he came off the substitutes bench. That ball is whistling. Gets all of it as Caicedo shows good hold-up play. Zapata steps onto it. He catches everything. But unfortunately for him, catches the post as well. What a game. Had a bit of everything. We still got a bit more.
Well, Richie Williams, of course, coming in to take charge tonight with Bruce Arena placed on administrative leave. And he now talks his players through these final minutes. Of course, quite a scenario here. George Petrovic is not playing tonight, so it's going to be Earl Edwards Jr. who's going to face up to the penalties. On the other side, Ross, Camilo Vargas, 11 saves now in his career with Atlas, including one tonight.
So he'll be full of confidence because of his history. I think Edwards Jr. should be full of confidence based on his performance tonight. I think he was clean, he was solid, made all the saves he should have made. There's a couple of players on the Revolution side who were in this situation against the Red Bulls in Leagues Cup. They came out on the wrong end, so it'll be interesting just to see. Vrioni was one of them, missed his penalty. Jones was another one, missed his penalty. So do those two who were still on the pitch when this match finished, do they step up?
Coin toss. Aldo Rocha and Gustavo Bo.
Camil, ¿qué lado quieres? Vamos a ver quién elige. Tiran o
Looks like Rocha won 2 in a row.
Yes.
Picked his goal and picked who kicks first.
And they're going significantly, perhaps, to the empty end of the stadium, or the relatively empty end. So they will go to the opposite end from where the Midnight Riders and Rebellion, the home end of the New England Revolution.
That's great, isn't it? From Rocha. You could hear him ask his teammates which way. And we could see off camera a number of arms going up to point towards where the supporters aren't. Every little bit counts.
And it's going to be Atlas who are going to go first in the shootout. And it's going to be Luis Reyes. Well, this is so interesting because there are 3 players in the 11 now or the 10 for Atlas who scored in the 2021 Apertura penalty kick shootout victory to win the title for Atlas. Rocha and Trejo are out there. Actually, Zaldivar, one of the substitutes, actually hasn't come on, so everyone now in the crowd is making their way to the other end of the field as much as they can. And in fact, I said it was an empty end of the stadium. Well, some people are finding a way to get to that end now. The instructions for the 2 goalkeepers. 5 penalty kicks each, of course.
Where are we standing in between?
And as I mentioned, 2 Atlas players, survivors of the penalty shootout, who scored in the Apertura shootout win a couple of years ago.
It's a long time to wait for Reyes. He's been at that penalty spot for a little bit.
Earl Edwards Jr., his 8th season against Luis Reyes, the first penalty of the shootout at Gillette Stadium. You can feel the atmosphere building as Reyes is going to step up. It's going to be a left-footed effort. Referee with final instructions and warning to Earl Edwards Jr., stay on the line. The first penalty kick for Atlas, and Reyes, and he scores. 1 in the box for the team from Guadalajara.
He keeps his head well, Reyes. He had to wait an awful long time as he sends Edwards Jr. to his right. And Reyes, just a solid strike off to the left and to lead his team off.
And
It's a very important goal.
It's a big one to get the first one in,
It
isn't
gives
it?
confidence right through the side.
Giacomo Vrioni.
Remember, he missed against the Red Bulls.
Here he comes. Left-footed, scores. It's 1-1 in the shootout.
And that takes character, because Vrioni was a similar type of penalty against the Red Bulls, where he does the run-up and he's waiting for Vargas to move. A little hesitation right before. And Vargas, he doesn't give any sign of which way he's going to go. So for Vrioni to keep his head, does really well.
Mauro Manotas is next up. Only Carlos Gil and Gustavo Bo scored in the penalty shootout defeat at the New York Red Bulls in the first weekend of League Cup. Juan Jones missed. Vrioni had his effort saved. He has just scored. It's 1-1 in the shootout. It's Manotas against Earl Edwards Jr. Referee once again with some advice on the line for Earl Edwards. I think he's objecting to the kind of bouncing up and down, but he stays on the line or behind the line. Mauro Manotas. And he sends Edwards the wrong way and sends Atlas into a 2-1 lead in the shootout.
Full of confidence, Manotas. Great penalty. Edwards, that's the way he guessed for the first penalty, was the direction that Manotas goes. He just powers it right into the back of the net. Didn't pay attention at all to which way Edwards was going to go. He just worried about himself.
Atlas leading the shootout 2-1. They have one of the best goalkeepers in the region at penalty kicks in Camilo Vargas. He stands up now to face Matt Polster from 12 yards. Polster scores for the New England Revolution. Tied at 2 in the shootout.
Andrew Farrell's loving this. But he keeps his nerve, Polster. It's a big run-up. Good strike, good contact. Not exactly in the corner, but it didn't matter because Vargas had guessed the wrong way.
Brian Lozano to take Atlas's third penalty kick. We're perfect through 4 so far in this Leagues Cup tie. Edwards up against Lozano. The substitute in the second half for Atlas. Quite a run-up and a good finish. 3 for 3 now, Atlas.
That's interesting from Edwards Jr. On the first one, he dove to his right, second left, and this time he decides to stay put. Lozano, great penalty, right into the corner. Puts his head down, doesn't worry about what Edwards Jr. is going to do, takes it on. And he tries to give a little high five to Jones as he's walking by.
Good luck, my friend.
Yeah. Jones wasn't biting.
Now, DeJuan Jones, he hit a post in the shootout defeat at the New York Red Bulls for New England. Big moment for him, with the Revs 3-2 down in the shootout. Here comes DeJuan Jones, and he scores this time. It was close, right into the bottom corner, and it had to go there. It's 3-3 in the shootout.
My goodness, he squeaks this in, Jones. Against the Red Bulls, he went to the right, and it went off the post on the right. This time, he goes the other way. And there's enough pace on the ball that Vargas, as he dives, it's too late. Good on him, Jones, stepping up again after he missed against the Red Bulls in their first game of Leagues Cup.
Jordi Caicedo, who scored in the first half of the game, up against Earl Edwards. All 6 penalties have been scored so far. They're on their feet at Gillette Stadium. It's Jordi Caicedo for Atlas, and he scores. 4-3 in Atlas's advantage.
Good penalty. Again, we've seen every player stepping up. They're confident in their decision and what they want to do. good contact, good power.
Well, often it comes down to a man called Heel for New England, and this is Nacho, with Carlos out of the game, going off injured in the second half. Only his second appearance of the year tonight. New England trailing 4-3 in the shootout. Nacho Heel against Camilo Vargas to level it up for the Revolution. And he finds the net, although Vargas got a big pour on it. It wasn't enough, and it's 4-4.
He's done so well here, Heel, because as he's coming up, just watch, he's watching Vargas. He's looking to see what he's going to do. And when Vargas doesn't move, he decides, well, I'll just go for this corner, and there's enough on it. Vargas, he held his ground well. A staring contest for a moment, and Nacho Heel, he won.
Aldo Rocha on his 99th game for Atlas, who scored in a penalty kick shootout that won a Liga MX title for Atlas 2 years ago. This to make it a perfect 5 out of 5 for Atlas. Oh, and Edwards got something on it, but not enough. It's into the net, and Atlas have scored all 5.
And he says, wow, because he was there, Edwards Jr. Rocha, he goes to the keeper's right. Oh, it's center. And that's why Edwards Jr. is diving out the way of it. And he's trying to just drag the leg to leave it behind. There's a little bit of contact. Rocha gets away with one.
Now this is going to be interesting, because Gustavo Bo has taken a penalty kick in regulation time tonight and seen it saved by Camilo Vargas, who now has 11 saves on his Atlas career. Bo, who got a brace on the night, scored off the rebound, remember.
Remember, he went to Vargas's left.
And he must score. Vargas against Bo. The Revs to keep the shootout alive. And he scores! And once again, a big chance you felt for the save, but the keeper couldn't get there. 5-5.
How's your nerves? Goes the opposite way to which he scored during the match. And Vargas, he jumps away from it. Not on purpose, of course, but as he's jumping, the ball goes in and around about his feet. Very similar to Rocha's goal.
We've seen all 10 penalties dispatched one way or the other. Juan Zapata, a second half substitute. We're now going into sudden death. Zapata, it's in! Edwards again got a lot on it, but he could not prevent it squirming through, rippling the net. And Atlas make it 6-5 in the shootout.
What a disappointing one from Edwards Jr. He's been so good tonight. He guesses the right way, gets his body across. There's enough behind that ball. It should be kept out. What a let off for Zapata.
Well, another long walk from the halfway line. This time it's for Emma Boateng. He's got to score. 6-5. Atlas leading in the shootout. Boateng against Vargas. And he does score. And that's emphatic.
A solid penalty from Boateng. Just steps up to it. Nice left foot. He's confident right into the corner. Vargas and Edwards Jr., they love diving to their right. They've been banking on more strikes that way.
Christopher Trejo, another who scored in the shootout Liga MX title win against Earl Edwards Jr. Every penalty has been scored. It's 6-all in the shootout. It's Trejo. And again, a hand on it, but not enough. And every kick has been executed by both sides so far. Trejo finds the net. Edwards beaten once more.
It's at a difficult height here for Edwards Jr. As he dives across Trejo. He's going to the keeper's right. but because of the height, he just lifts it over Edwards Jr. It's so difficult, especially with the power that was behind it.
Ian Harkes, we're in the 7th round of penalty kicks for a place in the last 16 of this competition. Harkes has got to score to keep the Revolution in this. It's Harkes, and it's another one, perfectly placed, and we go to round 8. Seven each. No saves from either goalkeeper.
And again, Vargas, he dives to his right. Harkes, head down, wasn't worried about what the Atlas keeper was going to do, just worried about himself, picked a spot and went for it. Nice, confident, good, clean strike right through the ball.
Jose Abella. In the 8th round of the shootout, Abella, he's hit the crossbar, and the New England Revolution are going to have a chance to win it.
He thunders this against the crossbar. Abella. Run up to it, foot right through the ball. As Edward Jr. again goes to his right, and what that means to his teammates.
The 1000th game in New England Revolution history. The leading appearance maker, Andrew Farrell. His 355th appearance for this team. And this moment to take the New England Revolution through to the last 16 of Leagues Cup. It's Farrell against Vargas. He scores! Revolution win on a landmark night. One for the ages at Gillette Stadium, and they're through to the last 16. Atlas are out.
What wonderful emotion. There was so much in it from both sides. Edwards Jr., he's getting the high fives, he's getting the praise. You might want to go tap that crossbar and say thank you very much. But Andrew Farrell, all the experience, keeps his head and just strokes it nicely as Vargas again dives to his right. And Farrell just showing he's got the nerve, he's got the steel, and he's got his team into the next round. What a game.
New England to face Querétaro in the final 16 stage of this competition. And what a moment for Andrew Farrell.
They were celebrating before the ball went in. They could see what a great angle, great shot that was at Vargas. Gets to his right, and Farrell just picked his spot. Omar Gonzalez congratulating Edwards Jr. Fine performance from Edwards Jr.
Well, what a night.
He was dancing during the penalties as well. What a personality.
It's the player Farrell, by the way, who hadn't scored in regulation games for 5 years. So he scores in a shootout here. This is the man of the match, presented by Geico for bundling made easy. Go to geico.com.
Well, the Revolution, as they went down early on 2-0, they needed their big characters to come through for them to come back. And what better player to do it than Gustavo Bo? Scored the first one nicely, second one needed a second.